I want to share a few ideas about getting the most out of the online library catalog, which can be found at libcat.fcps.edu. When you first visit the page, you'll be taken to the basic search, the default search. For a lot of what we do searching the library collection, this is an adequate tool, especially if I already know what it is I'm looking for, a particular title or a particular author. So for example, if I was looking to see which of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books are available, I can just go to this box and where it says search for and type in the title. Then I want to make sure I select Jackson Library. Remember that it's J for Jackson, not L for Luther. And then search. If I just click everything, it's going to search through all the fields, title, author, subject, and see what comes up. And here it shows me that there are 14 titles in the collection. And if I scroll through, it tells me what those titles are and also whether or not they're available or whether they're checked out and where to find them. So fiction, KIN for Jeff Kinney. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I can also, if I'm curious about maybe whether a book is available in other middle schools, if I'm curious about maybe something like the age appropriateness of a title, I can, instead of choosing a particular school, I can go to middle school libraries and see what's available around the county. It tells me what titles are in which libraries. But I'm going to start back over at the beginning here, because what I really want to talk about is the advanced search, which doesn't get used quite as much. But if you go down here below the search box, you see a link to advanced search. And this allows me to configure my search a little bit to look for either more specific or actually, in many cases, more broad topics. For my example, I'm going to look for fiction books about World War II. And one way to approach that is on the side here, you can see that there I can choose to search by all fields, everything, or author, title, subject, or series if I know the title of the series I'm looking for. But I'm just going to search for World War II in all fields, and then down below I'll make sure I choose Jackson. And under location, this is where in the library I might find that book. I'm going to choose fiction. Now when I run this search, it's going to find all fiction books that have World War II appearing either in the title or the subject fields. And it brings up 35 titles. Listed all here. If I click on it, open up a particular title. Here's Laura Elliott's book, Across a War-Tossed Sea. I can also, if I want to narrow myself down even more, if there's a particular thing, particular subject within World War II that I'm more interested in, if I click on this tab that says Catalog Record, this is going to show me all the information about the book that's in the online catalog. It includes subject terms. So for example, this one has the specific subject term World War II, World War 1939-1945, evacuation of civilians, Great Britain, fiction. That's very specific. If that's the kind of thing I'm looking for, I can click on that. It's a hot link, and that'll look for all the books that have that subject. In this case, it's only 2. But that's a very useful tool. The last thing I wanted to share is how to use the online catalog to find electronic books. There are actually many hundreds of electronic books available, and the online catalog is the best way to find them and actually read them. So, for example, if I wanted to find a list of electronic biographies, I could just go to advanced search and look for biography, and then I want to make sure I choose Jackson again, and then A little bit further down the list, under material type, I can choose electronic book. Search. And here's what comes up, 209 titles. Here's one about Amelia Earhart, always a popular biography subject. I click on it, it opens this up, and now I look down here and where it has this link icon. I click on that, it opens up a new tab, and it's going to take me to Myon Books. A lot of our electronic books are accessible through Myon. Several teachers use Myon. Not everybody does. I'm not going to go into Myon in this video. I'll talk about that in a different video because it's not the only ebook vendor. But if it does come up, you know that's what it's all about. I'm going to do another search, this time for something about United States history. So I type U.S. history in my everything box, Jackson Library, and then electronic books. Search. Brings up 13 titles. Some of them are fairly specific. Immigration, capital punishment. I'm going to take a look though at this UXL Encyclopedia of U.S. History. I can open it up and look at the individual record, or I see that the link icon is actually right here in the listing, so I'm just going to click on that. And it's going to take me directly into this work from the Gale Virtual Reference Library, the UXL Encyclopedia of U.S. History. I can either look through the table of contents, clicking on that tab, and read it through that way, or if I'm looking for a specific subject, I can either use the search box over here on the left, or go to the book index here and either browse through, or if I know, particularly, for example, I'm going to look for the Teapot Dome scandal. It brings up a few things, one from Volume 4, one from Volume 8. I go ahead and click on that, it's a hot link, and it opens up this section from what is actually an article about President Warren Harding, but it does have a few paragraphs about Teapot Dome. And if I'm doing research, if I'm a student doing research, I have a handy MLA7 formatted citation right here that I can copy and paste.